everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a July wrap up and an August TBR video. I read a total of 4 books in July. I wanted to read more, but I had started a new job and it was a 10-hour shift for 5 days a week, so I didn't really have much time for reading and I was exhausted. So yeah. The first book I finished last month was Cress. I can't remember who the author is. I'll put the book here. And I gave that a total of 4 stars. I can't really remember what happens in the book. It was, yeah, I was in the middle of working and everything while listening to the audiobook. So, yeah, but it's the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as the first one or the second one, which I think the second one I gave a total of 4 stars as well, I think. The next book I finished was The Gilded Cage by Lynette Nolney. This is the second book in the Prison Healer series. I gave Prison Healer 5 stars, and I also gave this 5 stars. It was going to be a 4 stars, but because some bits were annoying me, but as it was getting towards the end, it was a 5 star. So yeah, and as you can see, I've tabbed it up a lot. This was actually my first book I annotated, and I think it's going to be the only book I annotate, because I think annotating takes up so much more time of reading than actually reading the book. So yeah, I think I mentioned that I rated it 5 stars. Sorry. The next book I finished was Citrus, Volume 1. This I really enjoyed. This was adorable. It's basically a high school girl whose main interests are fashion, friends, and having fun. And she gets a bit of a reality check when she goes to a school that's basically, you must wear this uniform. You're not allowed to have, like, I think in the book she dyes her hair blonde, and in Japan you gotta have black hair, I would assume. So yeah, and she wears like makeup, and she has hoop earrings, and then she gets the reality check from the student body president. Yeah, I don't know. And yeah, and then turns out that this one ends up as her stepsister. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 star. And the last book I finished was Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. This one I only rated it a 3 star. I didn't really enjoy it, but I still finished it. It's about Joan, and she's a volunteer at an old historic kind of house, and she ends up finding out that her love interest ends up being a hunter for the monsters in the world. So she ends up being the enemy, unfortunately, and yeah, she's being hunted by Nick, who is the hunter, and she basically has to she goes back in time and everything like this, and yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really remember much about it. Okay, onto the TBR. So I'm a part of this Discord called Bookish Reality, and they're hosting a Sailor Moon themed readathon, and my TBR is based off of those prompts. So I'll go ahead and read those prompts and show you the books coincided with them. So the first prompt is read a book with the word moon in it. I could not find one book with just a single word moon, so I decided to choose The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I've already read this. I loved it. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll go into more detail in my August wrap up at the end of the month. The second prompt, read a book with a royal in it. The only book that really came to mind for that, which has been on my TBR since the beginning, is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I won't go into too much detail on what this is about because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already read it. I unfortunately have not. It hasn't really piqued my interest, but I figured I would just give it a try. Next book was Read a Romance, which also is The Unhoneymooners. Next book, read a book with a red, white or blue cover. Red, white or royal blue, because I figured it all goes into one. So, yeah. Read a book with the word fire in it. So, for this, I chose Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, which is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I've been meaning to get to this for a while, since last year, since I've been reading the series, and I'm looking forward to getting back into this world and back to Selena. I have a massive crush on Selena. She's gorgeous. Next one is read a book with a red cover. I was going to choose Red, White and Royal Blue again, but I figured I would get a book that's been on my TBR for a while, and that is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And as you can see, I'm already almost finished it. Yeah, this is a thriller mystery about basically a wedding happening on a remote island in the... Did I say Ireland or Ireland? Island in Ireland, off the Irish coast. And yeah, and a bunch of things start to happen. A bunch of drama and everything like that. So yeah, I've finally been reading it. The next book, read a book with a house or a building on the cover. I could have used The Guest List, but it only had the island in it, whereas the other cover I has the building, but I didn't want to use two different covers of the same book. So I chose Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. I haven't heard anything about this anywhere on TikTok or on YouTube. So I'm actually really looking forward to this, and it's the Our Crate edition, which is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, that is absolutely gorgeous. I'm running out of room. The next book is Read a Fantasy. So that one's also Air of Fire. I figured I would just double up. I didn't want to read like a lot of books this month, and usually I read 10 books a month, so I'll try to. The next book or prompt, read a book featuring a nerdy character, which I chose Heartstopper Volume 2, and I've already read this, and yeah, because I think of Charlie and he's basically nerdy. He's more nerdy than any other character I would have in any of my books, as far as I know. So yeah. Oh, excuse me. Read a book with blue on the cover. So for this, I chose A Spoonful of Murder by J.M. Hall. I went to Sydney recently and I picked this up. I have no idea what it's about. I just saw the Spoonful of Murder and I'm like, spoonful of not sugar, and I thought, I'll give it a try. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this one. The next book is, or prompt, I'm gonna keep saying book and prompt, so read a book that has water, snow, or ice on the cover. And for this, I chose The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. Again, went to Sydney, picked this up. Have no idea what this is about. I don't really read the synopsis before picking books up unless I kind of really want to. So yeah, and the cover is just absolutely stunning. And I didn't know she was actually falling beneath the water. That's actually nice. And yeah, so I just picked it up purely because the cover is pretty. The next book was Read a Contemporary. So that one was also The Unhoneymooners because I didn't know what else to pick at the time. Whoa, that almost fell. Next book, read a book with food on the cover. So for this, I couldn't find any book with food on the cover at all. And then I looked at this cover and they're holding ice cream, so I went with it. So this one is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Never heard of this book, never really seen it anywhere. I just picked it up from someone off Marketplace. And yeah, so hopefully this one is good. Next one is read a book with green on the cover. I was choosing The Unhoneymooners, but I decided to change it to Heartstopper Volume 3 because I really want to finish this series so I can start the Netflix series. I've been wanting to watch the Netflix series and been close to starting it, but said, no, I want to read the series first. So, yeah. And the next one was read a book that features sports. Again, Heartstopper, because that's all I could think of that really has sports anywhere on my TBR, except on my Kindle, but I couldn't be bothered going through that. Read a book with the word thunder in it. I have no books at all with the word thunder in it, and any book that I was thinking of was either the second book in the series or I wasn't really interested in, so I just skipped over that. Next one is read a book with the word love in it. So this one, again, I have none, and I chose a manga, which is Yakuza Lover by Nozomi Mino. I don't know if I'm saying that right, I am sorry. And yeah, it's a bit of a spicy romance book because it's got a lot of spice. I've already read this, so yeah, I enjoyed it. Next one, so these ones are just repeated books. I don't have anything else. Read a book with a yellow or orange cover. That one I chose The Unhoneymooners. Read a YA book. I chose Hotel Magnifique. I was going to put Air of Fire again, but I figured I would use another book. And the final one is read a book that features an animal on the cover, which I chose The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea because it's got whales on it and a mermaid, even though that really doesn't really count as an animal. But yeah, I just went with it. So yeah. And that is all. Thank you guys for watching this video. What's on your TBR this month? Let me know down in the comments. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye!